Recording in progress.
And then let's go ahead. You guys, I feel like it's been a minute. How do I share my screen? Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. I want to share a little something with you all that I'm excited about as we go into 2024. And if you're muted, go ahead and mute yourself just because I can't see I can't see anybody right now. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Okay. So yeah, just make sure you are muted if you can. I can't see anybody, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. I can't see the chat either, so if you do have a comment, just unmute yourself. Okay, so I saw this quote. This is the beginning of anything you want, and I thought that this was very applicable with January. I shared this in the post about our call tonight, that I love the new year because I love that we get to just kind of start afresh. And I will be the first to say 2023 was not my favorite year business wise. It was really hard. Put in the chat if it was a hard year for you with your business. For me, it was hard having my time kind of spread about with advisory board, with kind of learning my new role in that position, with just the economy just changing, having really dear friends who were leaders on our team kind of do a slow fade or say, that it wasn't for them anymore, just trying to like figure out how to figure out like what my major moves are. If you guys remember from High Performance Habits, like figuring out what my major moves were and then how to get into activity daily where I can achieve those major moves. Like there were just a lot of components that just made it hard. I'm seeing some points drop, but then also we saw some really incredible wins where we saw a lot of people come to convention. We saw a lot of lives change through the products. We saw new people come on board. We saw a lot of great rank ups. We saw lots of people, especially in November, see a crazy amount of wins. We have Derek Allen, who's representing the male species, coming here and doing an incredible job with his business. There are so many positives that we've had. And so as we enter into this year, if you are like me, where 2023 was hard, or even if it was good, I encourage you to just shake it off. Like, what I'm really excited about this year is getting back to the basics, because I feel like it, for me at least, and again, I can't see the chat, I can't see anybody, so I actually don't like this because I don't like feeling like I'm talking to myself. But for me at least, I just am excited to get back into the basic activity that I know brings fruit and that I know brings wins and that I know will bring fun and fulfillment, rather than getting into the bells and whistles and fluff and the overwhelm, but just getting back into relationships and into the basics. So this is the beginning of anything you want. We're starting fresh, starting anew, January 2024. So as I was sitting down taking notes for this call, I was thinking, how do I want you all to leave this call feeling? I want you all to leave this call feeling excited, hopeful, energized. I want you to be focused. Remember, that's kind of the phrase we've been really working on since September, stopping the float, starting the focus. I want you to leave this call feeling thoughtful. I want you to feel ready, and I want you to feel clear on where you're going. That's my hope as we leave this call in a couple of minutes. But first, let's go ahead and see some people. We have some incredible recognition tonight. We get to celebrate and honor Nancy, who went senior gold in December, which is amazing because December is always a harder month for business. And the fact that she hit senior gold as fast as she did, that is incredible. And then we had 4 silver rank ups. We had Molly, who's under Hannah Richardson. We had David and Tammy, who are also under Nancy. And then we had Krista, who's under Emily. And so I wanted to just take a minute, and I wanted to, I think, Nancy, you were on here, right? I'd asked Nancy, I don't see you, I just want to make sure you're here. I'd asked Nancy to take just a few minutes and share the fact that she ranked up to senior gold and she had 2 out of the 4 silver rank ups under her. Nancy, are you here? Okay. Well, maybe we can have her do a post with her tips because I'm very impressed. And I know that it's really important for all of us to kind of learn from other people and how other people. Oh, there she is. I see her. Nancy, do you hear me? Oh, her microphone's being goofy. Okay, Nancy, we'll try.
Can
I
can you
hear you.
guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, all right. I'm on a different computer, so it was about getting the microphone to work.
Well, thank you. I just wanted to take just a minute and one, recognize you for being an incredible leader already. You guys, she joined not too long ago. She earned the cruise for Leaders Retreat. She's also earned Punta Cana. She went senior gold. And then, like I said, she had 2 out of the 4 silvers. So she helped duplicate. And so I would love for you to just to spend a minute or two, just maybe kind of giving some tips on things that you see that are working with your own personal business, but then also as you're helping your downline in their business.
Okay. Well, to really be honest, right up front, everything I was pretty much doing on my own. I didn't have anyone that was really looking to talk much to friends and want to maybe get think of it as a business. And Dave, he's been using the product since maybe May. He talked to family, those things. So he ended up ranking up, but I've just supported him with information for his family members as they have decided to try the products also with him. So that's kind of what happened with Dave. But then um, my girlfriend Pam, that I work with, her hairdresser, just kept noticing, Pam, you look great. You look great. And all of a sudden, Tammy was ready and she did the reset. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen the before and afters. And Tammy just texted and she said, I'm a believer. Everyone I know needs to be doing this and become a believer also. And she just was on fire. My phone was blowing up. It was so much fun. It also caused me to learn some new things throughout, because I kind of got into the same old pattern with my friends that I was talking to. Um, so I really had to change it a little bit to help her build. And like I said, she was on fire. Um, so that was a little bit about just helping Tammy through, starting. She's not very tech savvy, so I've been trying to help her along the way learn that. So that's been a different type of leadership, I guess, also that I you have to take on with that was to be able to help her learn some of those things too. So, um, but I think with Tammy, which I've never really, when I introduced products to others, um, she started day one with the reset, moved into the triplex. So people noticed her inflammation come day 3 and 4 that, wow, it doesn't take a long, long time. Yes, we do go through the detox, when you do, but people noticed a change in her right away with that reset.
That's
So
awesome.
I've kind of taken a little bit of a different mindset on that for myself, also.
Well, I'm going to just mute you just because there's feedback when 2 of us are unmuted. Um, but something that I noticed with Nancy's page is that she does a lot of before and afters, and a lot of them are of her or maybe of her customers, which I think that is really, that's what people want to see. I know for me, that was something that was really important for me to see, like actual before and afters for people. So I think if you have a story, especially if it's like a weight loss or inflammation, and you're able to do a before and after, I think those are very powerful. And I think, Nancy, you hit the nail on the head. And this is something that if Kylie Bell's on here, she's always talking about, like starting people off with the reset first, because that does give pretty much an immediate result. For the most part, I would say like 98% of people who do the reset see some results, and that builds their belief and gets them excited and helps them want to stay longer. Okay, so we're going to keep going. And I did get a message from Lauren Farmer saying that one of her newest girls, Tiffany, she went silver the end of November. And so I think because of it happening at the very end of November, we must have missed it. And so we want to recognize Tiffany for showing up and for being an incredible courageous woman already. Like, I've seen your name all over in threads and on Facebook, and I'm so proud of you for being here on this call, and I'm excited to see what is to come for you in your future. And congratulations to all the other silvers that hit it in December as well. So we're going to go back to a little bit more of our screen share. So we went over the silvers, and then we had some incredible growth with the Punta Cana earners. I think we had like 25, I can't remember, like 25 people that earned Punta Cana. A lot of the people who earned it had also earned the cruise. And so it was really fun to see some people who didn't earn the cruise end up earning Punta Cana. So here's looking at you, Kanya and Ashley and Carly. This is an order. And so what you're going to see is that Emily was the third highest earner within our team, which I was so excited to see. She went senior gold a couple of months ago. And so we're going to hear from her in just a minute, but I wanted to highlight and recognize the top earners, or for Punta Cana, that we had a lot of people earn prizes. So we had two of us swept the contest. Lacey, I don't think she's here tonight. I think she's with her kids at a concert. And then we had Emily, Brianna, Nancy, and Dana earn $1,000 in their prizes. And then we had a ton of you guys earn the $400 extra bonuses with the Punta Cana trip. And so we leave for that in a couple of weeks, and I'm super, super excited. But I do want to take a second, and I would love for us to hear from Emily, because she is somebody that, just like I was talking about with Tiffany, like, Emily is showing up. She and I got to have an incredible conversation on the cruise a couple of months ago, and she's a real deal. And I love the way that she and Brianna link arms together, and she's just coachable, and she'll just like go and do. And obviously there's growth happening with her personally, with her personal business, and with her level ones. And we see that because if she was the third highest earner within our team for a contest that rewards on personal and level one activity, then obviously she's got some stuff happening. And so Emily, she was willing to spend just a few minutes, as she's in the middle of bedtime with her kids, so we don't want to take too much of your time. But if you wouldn't mind just kind of talking through maybe just a few tips on like what you have seen help you with your personal business and helping your level ones.
Okay. Thank you, Emily. Yeah, I honestly am like the least likely person in my mind that would be like the third earner. I'm super reserved. I don't like to, like, this is like nerve-wracking for me just to talk to you guys. So I'm not like out there being like super bold and like, I don't know, like I'm just being me, I guess. But I think what helped right off the bat was the double points in September. So my sister-in-law, Reagan, I think she's on this call. She is amazing. She started in September and added like 9 in September, or maybe it was like 11. It was a lot. And so she definitely created a lot of momentum on our team and really helped me to be challenged to also start adding more people. And then I had my friend Kim, who was sharing a lot. We were in our threads it was just constant. Like, we were chatting through things and celebrating one another. And Brianna is such a great hype woman, and she was hyping us all up, and we were creating challenges for each other. And so I think like just the team culture that we have is so special, and something that I've always wanted to be a part of a team that is growing and lifting one another up. And so I think that's really helped. And so I think I had like 23 team ads in September for the double points, which really helped kickstart me into just earning the trip in general. And then with all those retention points and everything, we obviously just kept going. And so, yeah, that's all I have. We also did a healthy habits event, or kind of it was like a healthy habits thing for our VIPs. And so that brought a lot of our VIPs together. And I think that really helped with our retention too.
Well, one of the things too with Emily, I'm going to mute you and then we can unmute. One of the things with Emily is that one of the girls that went silver, if Krista's on here, she's also, Emily helped her go silver, or she's under Emily, if I read correctly. And so seeing that you helped your sister and Kim and Krista, do you have any tips on, you know, if somebody tells you, hey, I want to get started on this business. Can you help me? Do you have any just quick tips that you like to plug people into for that duplication portion?
Yeah. So I guess for me, I'm not like one to like push, I guess. And so I like things to happen organically. And so I with Krista, like I really just like dripped belief in her and was creating connection outside of Plexus. So I was asking her about her girls, and I think we got together one time in Dickinson. Like we were doing, or I was making that connection in that relationship before, like really like, I mean, I was encouraging her, but I wasn't like, you have to do this business with me. And that's with Reagan too. Like we had a relationship before the business, and like my mother-in-law started sharing, and I think just creating those relationships with people is so important. But also giving them baby steps. So a few of my level ones, I think it was like in November, just added one, just from me saying like, hey, you can earn 250 perk points and $40 with just adding one person. So do you know anyone that could benefit from these products? So I think I had like 3 people in November just add one.
I love that you're utilizing, like, you're not having to pull out the stops and like, you know, hey, let me give you $10 to go add to me. Like you're utilizing the incentives that corporate is giving you and just communicating, like relationship building and communicating. I really, really love that. Somebody was asking earlier, if you wouldn't mind, sorry, I didn't mean to put you totally on the spot, but somebody was asking about the healthy habits event. Do you mind? And that'll be the last question that we have. And then we can do like in threads or whatever with you, Emily. But do you mind sharing a little bit about the healthy habits event that you were talking about?
Yep. So Brianna and I ran it together. It was a messenger thread that was our platform. And we invited our VIPs from our team, our personal VIPs, and then we allowed our team to be a part of it. So anyone that was under us could add people to it as well. But we just know that like 90 days is like the time that people need to create those habits, especially with their supplements, to see the results. So we did an 8-week long healthy habits. I would call it an event. I don't know if that's the best word for it, but I was just we gave them a tracker, so we gave them a habit tracker, and we would submit our trackers every Sunday, and just celebrate each other. It didn't have to be perfect. We made sure to let everybody know that we were not perfect with our habits. And we just celebrated each other. And then I also shared a devotion every day. And I know a lot of people really enjoyed that. And then we did like a midweek check-in where we would encourage people to like post like in their stories with them doing one of their habits, or we would, I just thought, Brianna said we would use Pivotal. So we used a lot of like Pivotal. We would share the recipes from Pivotal. We would share snack ideas and things like that.
I mean, that's amazing. Again, just utilizing the resources that you already have and then like putting in the relational connection accountability piece. I love that. So beautiful. Thank you guys. And thank you. Like when I hear you talking about that, all that I keep just going through my head is like ownership. Like you're just getting creative. And I know it wasn't just you, Brianna, and your team, but like you guys are getting creative. You're taking ownership and you're trying things. You don't know how they're going to work. You're kind of piecing different ideas that you're learning maybe from different trainings, and you're just going and you're doing. And that is so beautiful. And obviously that has produced a lot of fruit for you to be the third top earner out of the entire team. So congratulations, that is awesome. Okay, we're gonna go back to doing a little bit more of screen share. Congratulations to all of the earners. Super excited to be with you guys in a couple of weeks. And now we're going to go through very quickly the calendar. And so you guys can find this in our Rising Jewels team page. We have I try to have as much of this information in writing, so that way you guys can go back to all these places and like read more detail, as well as the corporate incentives that we'll go over in a few minutes. You can go to the Help Center, you can go to Plexus Go. And again, I try to have as much of it in our team page as possible, because I don't want to overwhelm us tonight in this call with just lots of like housekeeping. I want us to get to the bread and butter. But as you guys will see, obviously we're in our team call tonight. We are doing our gold and above call this Thursday night with Jordan Ronberry, Joanna Miller, and myself. You had to have hit 100 pay points in the month of December. And I believe we're going to be really focusing on the 4 pillars for this entire year. And so I think that our goal is to do one pillar a quarter, where we're going to be talking through just like strategy and tangible things to do, within those pillars, having some coaching, having some Q&A. I think it's going to be really, really good. And I'm really excited, just because we're spending a lot of time this month as a team in our team page going over that 4 pillar January, hashtag 4 pillar January. If you're new and you're like, what the heck is she talking about? On Sunday, I posted something, and then today I posted something else about the 4 pillars. And so when you think about pillars, when you think about a foundation, you want to have a solid foundation, because if you don't have a solid foundation, then you're not going to have growth that's going to be long lasting. So we really like to focus on the 4 pillars to just have that solid foundation in your business. And the 4 pillars are recruiting, retaining, duplicating, and leadership. And so that's where the bulk of what we do comes from. That's, the enrolling, the customer care, helping your downline duplicate or rank up, and you ranking up and you growing in your leadership. That's where the bread and butter is. And so that's where we're focusing so much of our attention and our training and our challenges this month, is in the 4 pillars. And then hopefully the gold and above will also be in that over the next year. We have Super Saturday that is open to host virtually. If you do not have a place that is local to you that is hosting, and if you're not flying all the way out to Arizona, I encourage you to host yourself, and to maybe see if there are people in the One Plexus community that live near you, and you guys can come together and just have like a little brunch potluck, and you guys train together and sit under the leadership and the training from corporate that they offer to us, which will be this Saturday. On Monday, the 15th, next Monday, I'm super excited, because we are going to have a very special guest who we all love and adore, to go over our training and inspiration. And that's going to be Kanya Carlson. And I'm so excited about that. We will have 2 opportunity events to invite potentials to. The first one is on the 18th, where that will be focused on the business, the financial aspect, the opportunity there. And then the next Thursday will be our stories, which will be all about like building belief in the products. And those are great places where you can invite potentials, invite your team, and make sure you're there too, so you can build that belief. And then lastly, we're going to be starting up accountability group and book study. And we talked to a couple of you who've been pretty consistent with accountability and book study, just to kind of get the read on what you guys are feeling. And so for this particular quarter, we've decided that book study is going to be by team. We love by rank, but we're going to try it out this way and just see what that's going to look like for by team. So we will be going over The Power of 5. I don't know if you guys can see me. I can't see you, but we're going over The Power of 5 by John C. Maxwell. I also have a post in Rising Jewels about this with the link of where to buy it. I think it's $15. If cost is prohibiting you from doing this with us, please reach out to me or your Jewel upline, and we'd like to help you. I didn't ask the Jewels that. So if they're like, no, I don't want to do that, then reach out to me. But I'm sure they'd love to. But if not, reach out to me. All right. And then for Plexus, some of the things that they're doing, just like Emily mentioned, the adding one, for anybody who adds 1 VIP, you get 250 perk points. So that's basically $25 towards free product. So that's amazing. If you add 3, you get this adorable Plexus branded tumbler. It is not a Stanley brand, but it is exactly like a Stanley. And you get that for free with your 250 perk points, plus the extra cash bonuses that you get for adding new friends. If you add 6, so Plexus is doing this for the next couple of months, it's a BYOI, build your own incentive. And so they have this add 6, retain 6, develop 3. And it's all cash money prizes. So if you add 6 customers this month, then you get $400 cash bonus in addition to all of those things that we've already talked about, the tumbler, the perk points, plus your bonuses and your pay points. So you get that additional $400 by adding 6. If you retain 6 people, and again, go to the help center if you're confused and you're like, oh, I don't know all the details. I don't want to do all the details here because we can go back and read in the help center. But if you retain 6, I believe it's from your November and December ads, then you also make another $200. And then if you develop 3 level 1s, anywhere from, I believe it was silver, senior silver, and gold. If you help any level 1 go from silver, senior silver, or gold, rank up to those 3, then you get $400. So that's incredible, incredible money right there. That's $1,000 right there. They are still doing the give 10 for $10 off for new VIPs, the save 10 for $10 off for returning customers that didn't order last month. And then we have the, I can't see down there, but I know it's something else. I think it's the referral bonus, or not referral bonus, I'm sorry, the retention bonus. You still get the 5% retention bonus. So they're still doing that. So lots and lots of cash bonuses, which I'm super thankful for. And then speaking of cash, I went ahead and just did this myself. This is based off of just the triplex. Okay, so we had another one that was like fast start, and it was for the triplex plus reset. I went ahead and just did this without the fast start bonus, so that way, like those of us who've already gone silver, or those of us who've passed the fast start silver window, then we can see exactly what we can be earning in bonuses. So that's not too shabby for adding a couple of friends. And then again, you can see after that refer 6 is when the $400 bonus is in there. And again, I can't see the chat. So if you guys have questions or comments, feel free to unmute yourself. Want to remind you about the Slim Down and Get Balance Challenge that Plexus is doing. This is something that they're hosting. I know a couple of the people in our team, they're participating in this. This information is in the Help Center if you want more details on it, but I do know that they are giving away, it's going for 1 month at a time, and they're doing it for a total of 3 months. This month, they're doing 5 $200 cash giveaway prizes for engagement and posting. They also are giving away a Peloton bike with a membership. That's just for participating in this. And so this is a really great place to plug your people in. So kind of like Nancy was talking about, she's got some friends who want to, they want to see some changes in their weight. And so this is a really great place to plug your new people in who want that accountability, who are excited about possibly winning a prize while they're getting healthy. So this is something that you can plug your people into that Plexus is running. And then last thing on like kind of housekeeping stuff is we've got our convention contest. This is our annual contest that we do every January through the end of April. And it's always super fun. As opposed to Leaders Retreat, this is just prizes. Like Leaders Retreat, you work your way to earn it. But here, this is for convention. Anybody can go. Of course, you have to register, but this is just fun prizes that you're earning as you are working. And so when you think about Leaders Retreat, you're being rewarded for those 4 pillars of enrolling people, retaining people, helping your level 1s duplicate and grow in their rank, and you growing in your rank. That's basically what we're getting rewarded for here with convention, except it's going all the way down to 4 levels, which, you see that 15,000 point credit needed for the top sweeping of the prizes. Don't let that number scare you, because you are getting credits on 4 levels down, and then the credits are higher. I'm not going to go through all the details of that. Again, go to the Help Center. I went through it today, and it shows you like step by step what prizes you get. It shows you step by step what the credits are for, enrolling and all of that. So go and take a look at that. But just want to make sure that that's on your radar, so that way you can really be focusing on your business and the basics of your business and be earning these prizes as you're growing in your business. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys a little story. I'm your special guest tonight. Sorry if that's lame. I'm your special speaker tonight. But I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about a story of my dear friend, Joanna Miller. Many of you guys know her, but many of you don't. Many of you don't know her full story, and her story is so incredibly inspiring. And so we're going to sit here for a few minutes. So Joanna, she was homeschooled. She had about 18,000 siblings. She did not have a large network. She did not go to college. She got married young. She did not have social media when she got started with Plexus. She was praying for a way to feel healthier. She had some things going on, like with her hormones, with her energy. She just didn't feel great. They also had, I want to say, 32 credit cards that had lots of debt on them. Her husband was a police officer. He still is. But they just were really, really tight financially. Again, she did not have a whole lot going for her. When you think about network marketing people and you think about salespeople, like, she was an introvert. She didn't have a big network. She didn't have social media. She was homeschooled, like all the things. And she is now a diamond in the company. And she is somebody who is so incredibly inspirational. And so I want you to hear her story, because I think sometimes we can see people who've had success and think, well, I'm not like that, or this is my story. And almost like in a victim type of way, like, well, there's no way I can do this, But she is so driven, and she had so many things happen in her story that could have derailed her business, but she kept going because she was focused on the basics. She and Jordan Roddenberry and I became connected when we had just all gone senior gold. And we just, kind of like Emily and Brianna, just started to take ownership and get creative and just try things. We got really connected with one another. We were talking on the phone or talking on Zoom, brainstorming, trying to come up with ways that we could serve our teams while still setting really strong goals for ourselves and holding ourselves accountable to one another. Here's a little bit of her timeline. Isn't she so beautiful? This was years and years ago. So look at her timeline, and feel free to take a screenshot of this if you want, because sometimes, especially over the past couple of years, it's easy to be like, oh gosh, this is going really slow. This is going much slower than it should be going, or I'm seeing these people all around me ranking up, and I've been here for a year or 2 years or 3 years. So look at Joanna's timeline. She joined in December of 2014. It took her, 6-7 months to go silver. And then it took her almost a year after that to go gold. It took her over a year after that to go senior gold. It took her, a year, or not a year, fully a year, maybe 9 months to go ruby. But the cool thing here is when you look at her senior gold, it kind of starts to go a little bit faster. And I liken this to, we became power partners in September of 2017. And so having people to run with, so you don't feel alone, you don't feel isolated, and you have people that you can brainstorm and collaborate and do things with, I really do think that is so important with you running your business. So she went ruby in February of 2018. And then a few months later, she went senior ruby. And then about a year later, a little less than a year, she went emerald. So she went jewel. So if you look at that, that was 4.5 years after she joined. So some people, on our team could be like, gosh, I joined a couple years ago and I really had these goals to hit jewel level. Well, take heart, look at her story and look at her timeline. It took her 4.5 years to get to jewel. A year later, she went sapphire. And then about a year later after that, she went diamond. So that's a really long timeline, but she will tell you everything was worth it. And kind of like Nancy was talking about when she was sharing, you know, as she was having people start to share and ask questions and wanting to kind of duplicate, Nancy was learning as she was going. And that's exactly what happened with Joanna. So I'm going to play her Diamond Doc. Nancy, I see you. So once I click over to this Diamond Doc, will you give me a thumbs up when you hear it? Hopefully it will work for everybody. Also, I will never wear this dress ever again after seeing this video. Okay, Nancy, it should be starting.
Working is just incredible. And I have loved it so much because our family is very outdoorsy. We come here on weekends and we'll just put out blankets and go swimming and have lunch.
It's not so much about fishing, just about being out in the wild.
We're at Applegate Lake. This is one of our favorite places to come as a family. I remember praying for an answer for my health struggles. I was also praying for a way to earn money from home. I love how the plexus answered that prayer, and I never dreamed that that would be the case, but it has been.
I told her that she would absolutely fail, she would not be successful, and I'm happy to say that she absolutely proved me wrong. Being proven wrong was the best feeling in the entire world.
I am just really grateful that I get to have these experiences with my kiddos as they're growing and my husband, and it's really special.
We love Plexus!
I love the quote that says, small steps repeated consistently over time produce massive results. And I feel like that's so much of my journey because it hasn't been like this zoom to the top story.
Joanna is extremely tenacious and resilient. She works through really hard seasons without giving up and without complaining.
But because I've stayed consistent and coachable and just willing to learn what I needed to learn, most people are one skill away from their breakthrough. And just know, okay, what other skill do I need to learn to get me to my next goal?
Everything we need in order to be successful is there. And we knew that we were going to put in the work to make it happen. And then we have Joanna over here cheering us on, telling us it's possible, let's go, you can do this. And so there was just never a question whether it was possible. It was just, when are we going to do it? And we all did it about the same time together, which was super special.
I wanted to make this work, and I knew I needed the support of other ladies who were doing this. And so we mostly talked every single day, just sharing like what we were doing, what was working, what wasn't working. Over time, they became two of my best friends, and I really know that I won't be here without the two of them, and they really just make my life really beautiful.
And I love about her that she doesn't need to be in the spotlight to feel seen. She knows that what she's doing is making a difference.
I really truly believe anyone can be successful at this. You don't have to have a certain personality. You don't have to be a people person. You don't have to have this amazing social media. Right off the bat, it's all things that you can grow and learn.
Joanna, I love you. I always knew you'd be a diamond, and now we get to celebrate it. Love you.
Thank you for doing what you do with passion. We are truly blessed to call you our best friend, and this field is truly blessed to have you as one of the top leaders of the company.
Usually about like one day a week, I'll come here and just kind of like plan out my week. It's almost kind of like a breather for mom life, to kind of recharge so I can better be there for my kiddos when I am there with them. Coffee shops are a big part of my story just because I love working at them when I can. Obviously, nooks and crannies, mom life. Hi. Zoom, you can only see halfway up, and so often I have a cute top on, like put some earrings on, and then I have pajama bottoms and slippers because it's mom life and they can't see that part, and that's the perks of having your business from home. And this guy usually gets to be part of the process because he busts in and likes to work with me, and so it's a fun juggling act, huh? We love I love you guys. Aww.
She has grown into a beautiful leader and really grown her business into something amazing.
I am so grateful to you for just being relentless and not giving up on me, and also for just being there with our company and our business and always cheering me on and believing in me. I love you.
You made your dreams come true, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm super blessed that I'm your sister.
I love you, Mom. You're the best mother ever.
I'm very passionate about showing other moms that they can do this. Like, they can change things for their family. Like, you don't have to be amazing at anything. You don't have to have a specific skill set. Like, you just have to believe that you can do this and stay consistent at it. And you can change the future for your families if you want to.
Oh, okay, sorry. Oh gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. Ugh. I'm so sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. I have one more slideshow thing. Hold on, please, everybody. Oh gosh, I'm getting stressed. Somebody unmute yourself and tell me what I need to do. How do I get out of this?
Try escape.
What?
You did it.
I
Whatever it was, you did it.
still have a screen share to share. I'm so stressed. I'm sweating right now. Okay, hold on.
you're not.
Yes, I am. You can't feel my armpits right there. Oh gosh, see, I'm all you guys. I got my kids in here. Okay, one more thing. Hind telling me she can help me. My 11-year-old. Oh gosh, you guys. Okay, well, we're just not gonna do this.
This is
okay.
embarrassing.
This is so embarrassing. This is so okay. No, I think we're good. Okay, you guys go. I'll be right there in just a minute. All right. Well, now we gotta go off the cuff.
Bye.
We have to go off the cuff here, since I can't figure out how to finish up my PowerPoint. What did you guys take from that 4-minute diamond documentary? I'd love to either have you guys unmute or put it in the chat. What did you guys take away from that?
That it doesn't have to do with education. You don't have to be educated to do it.
Sarah, that was my favorite quote that she said. You're one skill away from your breakthrough. What else?
She's super down to earth and very relatable. And so you could just tell she is like a chill person. She's like not getting it, nothing, not nothing, because I don't know her personally, but it just seems like, okay, well, I'll get there when I get there, and I'm going to keep working and be consistent, and I will get there.
Ab says that her timeline's really encouraging. Yeah, and I think too, all of these are incredible comments. I think just remembering, like, no network, introverted, no social media. Her husband was telling her, you're not going to do this. So she didn't have the support of her closest people. She had to learn the art of like connecting with people. And so she just kept learning and learning, failing forward. And here she is, a diamond, and somebody that is so highly esteemed, just like Carly was talking about. Like, what an inspiration. She is somebody who's just down to earth, that just like figured out it's about consistency. It's about learning. It's about just being patient, trusting the process, and learning. I really wish I could show you guys that, because, okay, I'm going to figure this out just on my phone, because she did give some tips that I'm going to read to you guys. Sorry that I don't know how to work technology. I really felt pretty cool that I was able to put a video in there for you guys, and then it just totally backfired. So that's what we get for not, for not having humility in that. Okay, so I'm going to just share with you guys the tips that she has written out for me. Joanna's tips, not teats. Sorry about that. I'm flustered. Sorry, Derek, that you're here and you just had to hear that situation. Okay, so Joanna's tips. Be coachable. Never quitting attitude, because time will pass anyway. Show up to events and Zoom calls. I've never missed a convention since joining. Coming to the place of realization that whatever is keeping you from your goal is figure outable. Pour into personal growth. Any skill you need to be as successful as you want to be with Plexus can 100% be learned. And then she finished it by saying, you can do hard things and your dreams are 100% possible. And so I wanted to kind of close this up with my beautiful PowerPoint that you guys cannot see by going back to our theme You guys might be so annoyed with it, but it's so important. Stop the float, start the focus. When I talk about that, I want you guys to not just like in one ear, out the other. And I want to remind you where this came from. I was speaking with Genevieve, when was it? I guess in August. And I reached out to her and I said, Genevieve, I need your help. I have a level 1 on my team who is incredible. She is one of my strongest leaders. She shows up consistently. She's always trying to figure out how to lead well. She's prioritizing her personal business. She's training herself. She's on the calls. She's coming to conventions. She's doing all of the things, but her points are still going backwards. Can you please help me figure out how to help her? And she said, well, sure. Tell me what your business strategy is. So I started to get a little sweaty because I was like, oh gosh, business strategy, what does that mean? But I was like, oh, well, easy. Like, we have a business strategy. Here's what we do. We do book study. We do accountability group. We're focusing on consistency. We show up and do team calls. I laid out all these things. And she's like, those are really great connectors. Those are really great. And it's no wonder you have great retention because you've got this great community, but I'm talking about business strategy. So then I got a little offended because I'm like, what are you telling me? Like, I don't have good business strategy. Like, I know what I'm doing. But then she again had to say, chill out. This is what I'm talking about. Like, when you have somebody join you, what is your strategy on helping them get their products paid for? Every single customer that you have, what is your strategy on helping them? Like Emily said, add 1, get 250 credits. What's your strategy on getting them to silver? And then once they get to silver, what's your strategy on helping them get to senior silver and then gold? And at that point, when she said that, I realized I don't have a business strategy. You're right, Genevieve. I don't have a business strategy. I have a connecting strategy, and I've got to really hone in on my focus. And if you guys remember, we talked about this in September, I think at our September call about, I feel like for me, myself, and I'm sure many of you, we're just kind of floating. And so if we want to see a real change in our business, we have to really double down on that focus. And so this was my last really good slide. Maybe one day you guys will see it if I figure this out, but I will also put it in Rising Jewels along with Joanna's tips. But I would encourage you guys to take note of this. When I talk about stop the float, start the focus, I have a few bullet points of what I would think that focus would look like for all of us as we are starting afresh, as we are starting a new year. We are releasing the hardships that happened last year, and we're starting with the basics. We're getting back to the basics, no matter how many years you've been here with us or how many days you've been here with us. That's what we're focusing on. So bullet point 1 would be set goals that you hold yourself to. I will go through these kind of fast, but set goals that you hold yourself to. Set the monthly enrollment, like how many people you want to enroll, set goals for your retention, set goals for your monthly duplication, and set goals for your rank ups. Prioritize calls like what we're doing now. Prioritize earning that gold call. Prioritize our training calls, if you can come and participate in accountability and book study, prioritize those. Those are so rich. They're rich and full of community and wisdom and accountability. They're incredible. So prioritize those as best as you can and get your people there. Invite your people. That's one of the reasons that we're doing this book study by team. Nancy Swanigan, I don't know if she's on here, but she had mentioned, this would be, if we did it by team, then this will be really good for us to be able to invite our new people, and they're not just in a random group with people they don't know, like they're with us. And so this is a great place, and especially starting off with this very basic book, The Power of 5 for Network Marketing, it's a great place to invite your new people and your happy customers to come and join. This is another focus, is know that you are the example that your team is looking to. So what you are doing or not doing is the example that your team sees. And you might be like, I don't have a team right now. Well, you have customers, even if it's just one. You have somebody that's looking to you, and what you're doing is duplicating down. And so I encourage you to focus on that. Is the way that you're showing up the way that you want to lead your team? Map out when you're working, what you're working on, and who you're working with. And so we talk about our power hours that we have all the time. And I know that not everybody can get on at the same time. I know that we all have crazy schedules, but if you can't make our power hours that we have during the week, maybe link arms with somebody and you guys hold yourself accountable. I get emails all the time that Nancy and Tessa are jumping on at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time to go and do power hours, or Kanya and Casey are jumping on late at night and they're utilizing the power hour link. Like, find somebody and you guys run together, but know when you're going to be working. So it's not at the end of the day, it's at the end of the back of your mind. Like, really prioritize it, give it your best. 2 more things: become excellent in the 4 pillars. So just really, really focusing on recruiting, retaining, duplicating, and leadership. And those 4 pillars, you can go into our team page and you can type in any one of those 4 pillars. You can type in the word pillar. You're going to find a ton of resources there. And again, this month, we're really, really going to be honing in on those 4 pillars. But that should be your focus, those 4 areas. And then lastly, this is my favorite one. You are your own boss. So go and reward yourself for doing a job well done. You've shown up and you've done your work. You've reached out to the amount of people that you wanted to reach out to. Maybe you signed somebody. Maybe you showed up in a way that you set as your goal. At the end of the week, go reward yourself and go on a walk, or go take a bubble bath, or go get a coffee from Starbucks. But reward yourself, because this is a hard, beautiful job that does not have fruit immediately for the most part. So you be proud of yourself and you stick to your goals and you create those habits, and then reward yourself for sticking to those habits. And then at the very end, this is what we talked about at the last call in December 2. We ended with this: remind yourself why you're doing this hard work and get it done. No more excuses, because you and your family's dreams are so worth the work. And I'm here to tell you, and Joanna's here to tell you with her timeline, that it is so worth the work. So shake off the hardships, the frustrations, the defeat that you may have felt from 2023. And if you didn't feel any of that and you had incredible things that you were so pumped from 2023, evaluate what worked and what can you make even better for this next year. But I want all of us to just get to a place where we are excited about the basics. We're excited getting back to sharing on social media, learning about the products, learning about the ingredients, and then thinking through who can this help, and then sharing with those people, training yourself, that personal growth. And just like Joanna said, like 100% any skill can be learned. So really focus in on the basics, the 4 pillars, and your consistency, your focus, and your goals. Thank you guys so very much for being on tonight. I love you dearly. I'm very, very excited about 2024. If you have specific questions over the contest or the incentives or any of the stuff from corporate, I encourage you first to go look in the Help Center or in Plexus Go. If you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about right now, feel free to reach out to me and I can show you the steps on where to go. And if your answers still, or your questions still are not answered, let me or your upline know and we can help point you in the direction for figuring out those questions that you have. Thank you guys so very much. Yes, I will share the tips. I'll share them in Rising Jewels, and I will also share the focus bullet points that I shared with you guys. Thank you guys for being on. You guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll see some of you on Thursday at the Golden Above Call. Bye, you all.